5.1 down to 73.1, dropped 2 years in average lifespan, but they moved up in ranking from 11th to 3rd. American doctors call this the French paradox, because the French consume more fat per person than any other culture on earth. Can you imagine a French chef cooking in canola oil or margarine? No, they cook everything in lard and butter and cream and eggs, all the stuff we're not supposed to eat, and yet they moved up in ranking from 11th to 3rd. Well, at the same time, with all the cholesterol-lowering drugs and all the even on a bottle of water, they say zero cholesterol, zero fat, because they know you're going to look at it. You're not going to drink water unless you know how much cholesterol is in there, right? Everybody knows that. We are the anti-fat country. Fat is the anti-Christ in America. And yet we dropped from 17th down to 24th. Our healthcare system sucks. If you continue to follow the recipe, listen to the doctors, take their drugs, exercise without supplementation, you can get everything you need just by eating well. Sugar is okay. Go ahead and eat your fried foods, doesn't matter. Remember, doctors live to be 56. Why would you believe them? They live to be an average of 56. Well, 5 years later, they didn't want to wait 10 years now because things are crumbling. We went, in 10 years, can you imagine, the third largest nation, the third largest population in the world, we dropped from 17th in a 10-year period down to 24th. I mean, statistically, it's like 1 quadrillion to 1 that's going to happen. I mean, it's just impossible statistically to happen. And yet it happened, following the recipe that the doctors give us. Well, they did it in 5 years. They didn't wait another 10 years. They did it in 5 years. And only one public venue put it in their issue. It was the summer issue of Newsweek magazine. It was in every medical journal, but it did not appear in any other newspaper or magazine or on TV or nothing. Special edition, The Future of Medicine. It was on the stands until August 22nd, 2005. Your health in the 21st century. New treatments for cancer, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, and depression. These are all theoretical treatments. They're not available yet, and they want you to believe that stem cell research and genetic engineering research is going to fix it. Well, on page 10, I'm giving you the page number, there's a complex sentence in the first article, on page 10, on the right-hand column, 2/3 of the way down. It said, America has built the world's highest tech medical system. I don't think you can argue with that, because they use robots for eye surgery and robots for heart surgery, and they use robots for hip replacement surgeries. And that's because they were making so many mistakes. Insurance companies were having to pay so many jury awards and settlements. And the reason was doctors were drunk and they were doing these surgeries. And so the insurance companies came up between them with a couple $100 million. They gave it to MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and said, come up with a robot to do these surgeries, kind of like the assembly robots in the automobile manufacturing. And they did. And so now if you go in to get a hip replacement surgery, which 99% of the time you don't need, you can do a nutritional thing and regrow your cartilage in your hips. If you go in for that surgery for your hips and your knees, or maybe a heart surgery or eye surgery, there's a robot doing it. The doctors in the back room snorting cocaine or drinking martinis. Because 52% of the time they're drunk, according to Harvard Medical School. But you're safer because a robot doesn't get drunk, right? Now, it's a complex sentence, so there's a comma in the middle of the sentence, and it says, and yet the nation now ranks 46th. What nation? America. So in 15 years, we went from 17th to 24th to 46th. We're spending 3/4 of the world's annual expenditure for health care. You would not tolerate this in any other industry. Our healthcare system sucks. They're ripping you off. They're killing your friends and your relatives and all this sort of stuff. And everybody just keeps going to them like lemmings and moths into the flame. And then they wonder why. Well, yeah, I know my doctor did kill 2 of my 5 kids and my husband and killed my mom and dad. But he's such a nice man and he goes to my church. Well, even the mafia goes to church. So that alone is not enough for complete trust. And so how do we solve the problem? You solve the problem, ladies and gentlemen, by not using a failed and corrupt system, which means you have to take on some responsibility. And I applaud you for being here today because you're here to learn some things. And I applaud you for that. We have to take responsibility. I want you and your friends and your relatives and your neighbors and your church mates to look at Youngevity as the Home Depot of healthcare. I want you to look at Youngevity as the AutoZone of healthcare. If you're a do-it-yourself or you like to do things yourself, just like Home Depot, if you don't know how to do something, we'll teach you how to do it. You get that trilogy of books out there, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, The Passport to Aromatherapy. You'll learn enough from those 3 books. You'll have enough information in the reference form in those 3 books to deal with over 900 different diseases. Diseases we've eliminated in animals 75 years ago that still plague people. The information in that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, will give you enough information to deal very well with these 900 diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and the aromatherapy essential oils. It teaches you things. It teaches you how to read your own medical records so you don't have to depend on your doctor being sober or drunk to give you the right information or make the right decisions on your behalf. You have to kind of participate in this thing. And we want you to think again of Youngevity as being the Home Depot and the AutoZone, the Lowe's, the Menards, the Napa Auto Parts, the Pep Boys. These are booming industries because people are tired of being ripped off by unscrupulous dealerships and unscrupulous tradesmen or tradesmen who are drunk or hungover from the previous night's partying. And they wreck their house or they wreck their office, they wreck their car, make it worse than when you brought it in there. And so people start doing things themselves. What about wrecking your family and wrecking your bodies? Now fitness might be it.